Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Great Awakening Generator. I am Rose McNair, and today I have with me Jane Scarratt. Hello, Jane. Welcome.
Hi, Rose. Hi, everybody.
So good to have you back on, talking with us here on the Great Awakening Generator. You were one of the first people I interviewed in February, or whenever it was that we started the channel. How have you been?
Good. Absolutely. Moved, got
Mhm.
away from old energy
Good.
and moved into new. And I think it's really important we all declutter.
Yes. Yes.
We were astonished at how much rubbish we'd accumulated, and St. Vincent de Paul and the Salvation Army all benefited greatly.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you collected all that rubbish so that you could get rid of it, and then other people are going to benefit from it. So Jane, I know I didn't quite hear the answer earlier, but the move you said, you looked at, it's great to be leaving the old energy and moving to something new. What prompted you move?
Well, we just felt we were stuck.
Okay.
We were in an old routine. We didn't even deviate our diet. Monday night was whatever. Tuesday night was fish. Wednesday night was chicken.
Okay. Oh, everybody
So
needs
what
a change.
day is it? Oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, we're having chicken tonight.
Oh,
All that rubbish was going on. We'd really got ourselves stuck.
okay.
So time to go.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
But
nice
it
to
was
break the routine.
a huge upheaval at
Okay.
my age. Yeah, we
Okay.
all fell apart a little bit for about 5 days,
Okay.
and all of us. So it was good in one way that we decluttered. We gave a lot away for free: washing machine, cupboards, all sorts of things. So
Good.
other people benefited by the move as well. And so we're now in Brisbane.
Wonderful. So
Beautiful
it's,
part.
yeah,
Mm.
go on, go on.
Oh, we had a wallaby walk through the back garden the other day, and we're having to deal with a brush turkey, and he's winning.
He's gonna win. I think, isn't it wonderful when nature wins? The brush turkey is
Yeah,
saying to you, hey, you know what? I've been here before you. You just get with the play.
yeah, exactly. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was a good move. I'm really glad we've done it.
Good.
Mm, mm,
Wonderful.
mm.
It's nice. I think many people are moving countries, moving towns, moving house. It is the time for move. It is the time for forward motion, especially if you're feeling stagnant where you are. Or
Exactly.
it's old energy, like you're saying. So Jane, I interviewed you that many months ago. Please tell us what is your professional title? And I don't know, you'll tell us now whether you're still working in that capacity, if you can still work in that capacity. So tell me a little bit.
Mm. Well, I did. I've had many different lives in this life,
Yes.
but each one moved me more towards being able to work with people, to understand, to have experienced everything they've experienced. So I studied kinesiology.
Yes.
I went to a spiritual school. Um, I developed with my sister workshops. The next step on your spiritual journey. It's 9 parts. Teaches people how to work on themselves. It's very thorough. Then there's ego workshops, 13 of them. They're half day. Then there's mastery of the emotions, mastery of the mind, and mastery of the environment.
Wow.
So far, I've only ever been able to find students to do mastery of the emotions. I've never yet found a student that's advanced themselves to the point where I could maybe teach the other two.
Okay.
But that's cool. It'll come.
Yeah. It means people are
So
awakening to
yes,
that. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Sorry.
So I still do that. I
Mm-hmm.
have people on the phone, on the computer, through GoToMeeting, and also they come to the house.
Okay.
My sister's a naturopath and kinesiologist. So between the two of us, we have a very lively house.
Wow. It's great, Jane. It's great that you're doing this work and you've done it for many years and you still continue, and I love it. So such a lot has changed since we last spoke, or since we were both together in the group of 40 working with the Arcturians. Tell me then, before we go to what we were speaking about before going to record, tell me if you're still working with the Arcturians on a personal capacity.
No, not really.
Okay.
I know they're there,
Yes.
but I don't just include them. I include what one would call the Galactic Federation.
Yes.
So when I'm doing anything, I include Arcturian, Pleiadian, Syrian,
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah,
You know, my
yeah.
memory these days on the hop is pretty bad.
That's okay.
So I sort of bring everybody in. I don't just specify.
Yeah.
And I don't call on any one energy. I feel we're creators in our own self. So I just feel we have our guides and teachers. If I need anything, I ask for all that support from my soul family,
Yes.
from guides and teachers. I feel now I'm more working with them to strengthen the soul family energy.
Yes. Yes.
I just feel that's more important. I remember years ago having a session with a powerful healer, Belinda Pate McDonald.
Yes.
And she channeled the most amazing energies. And I said to them one day, "What do I call you?" And they said, "We have no name." They were an energy.
Yeah.
So I feel all of it is energy. Call on that.
Yeah.
But I did work for so long with the Arcturians, and they were wonderful. But I don't feel we should signify one person. That's all. I think we
Yeah.
call on the energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that, Jane, because you've actually answered my question about that. I've, in this last, say, 2 weeks, I've been hearing people saying, oh, I channel, for example, I channel Adamus, Saint Germain, or Kuan Yin, or whatever. And I thought, I've been checking with my guides, like, okay, why don't I have a person, specific name, and then, but, I have just not had one specific guide. And I did it. I did the Words of the Light series on Sunday with Claudia Tidgens. Even there, it came out. And what we had present with us on Sunday was a collective of the Arcturians and a collective of Pleiadians. And the Pleiadians that had come through is a collective that is new, because I was talking about how I've said those guides. I said it, I'm firing all those guides that are here running replays and it shouldn't be here. I said that because I just thought, hey, if you guys are not serving this time and purpose right now, time for you to go and serve that your benefit wherever else is needed. But at the moment, the replays, because I've been going through some things myself, and there are replays that just keep playing over and over again, and I'm thinking, why can we not make headway? But I've learned recently that some guides come in and they stay and they don't know that they need to leave or something like that, and we need to take charge and say, okay, you need to go. And so interesting how we're talking about this today, because what happened was, when sometime in August, I got a Arcturian collective that started to work with me, that gave me the guidance and all of that for radio, for YouTube and all of that. And then I felt like in the last 2 or 3 months, they have kind of taken they are in there, they're there, but they're in the wings, and they're sending, and the other guides are coming to the forefront to work. And
Wonderful.
so, you just kind of answered the question now, haven't you? We don't really need to have a name. We just need to know that it's collective, it's for higher purpose, it's a galactic or a family or a starseed family that works with us. So thank you for that.
Exactly.
So
go on. I think that's wonderful, Rose. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. So Jane, we were talking about people awakening in this time, and are we were just talking about, we have always thought that we need to create well, for me, I've always felt I needed to tell people the story so that their awakening can happen. And some people are just not doing it at the moment. And I guess for us, we have to decide where we go to with that, right?
Exactly. But it's very, very hard to find a practitioner that has worked on themselves to the point where they have a right to help you. I've always been an advocate that if what you work with hasn't healed you, you have no right to ask another person, to tell another person that you can help them heal.
Yeah.
Besides, it's the people that have to heal themselves. You can lead them down a path. And one of the most important questions you can ask is, how much do you want to actually be free of this? And it is surprising how sometimes it's only 5%.
Okay. Wow.
That they are able to have an excuse. Now, I remember thinking, now, why have I kept my back with a kyphosis? And one day I found that I was using it as an excuse for my 4 destiny, which is to be dismal.
Okay.
And I thought, now, where's your sense of humour gone, Jane? And I was able to work on that and understand a little bit more about the 4 destiny, which was with my name.
Okay.
So if you're able to find a person who can interpret your name and give you your life lessons and your life path, and you can become familiar with the vibration of that, don't forget, everything about life is mathematical.
Yep, that's right.
I think maths are wonderful. All right. Now, my husband was a professional gambler, and he was highly respected and known all over the world. And wherever we went, America, England, Australia, he was acknowledged. And he always said, everything in racing is mathematics. And he was right. He never picked up a newspaper to check a horse or anything. He just worked with the mathematical equation that he saw from the bookmakers.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't work anymore because of the totalisator, and the bookmakers aren't any good. But, well, that's not true. They work differently. Yep. So you're not getting information anymore, so the mathematics isn't quite as good. But even you have a Fibonacci sequence to you.
Yes.
Everything about you is mathematical.
Yes.
So everything in life is mathematics. So if you only want to get rid of something 5%, then it's serving a purpose. So if you can find that purpose and understand it, your body, your ego will release it.
So you're saying we have the answers, the keys to healing ourselves, where it's within us.
Yes, you do. You just need to find the path. You just need to find the information. And there are books, loads of books out there to help you, but you have to be proactive. You can't expect others to do the work. You can't expect outside influences to do the work for you. You have to change your consciousness. You have to change your thinking. You can't be an ostrich anymore.
Yes. Really good. Go on. Sorry.
Okay. So you have to take a conscious route. You have to work on the mental body. Medibeds are coming in. Medibeds are going to be a healing modality. And the Medibed will heal the physical. All right.
Okay.
But when it comes to you having a Medibed appointment, if you haven't done the conscious work, the people running the Medibed, when they question you and you want to fix cancer, and they find that you haven't acknowledged resentment or mucus or done anything to help yourself. You could be overweight and you haven't done anything to find out why you want to pad yourself, to protect yourself, then they will send you away and send you to a spiritual counselor.
Okay.
Because it's not much point having all the treatments if you haven't dealt with the reasons you've created them in the first place.
Yes, yes.
So it's really important now that we don't wait. We don't look outside of ourselves. We need a healthy lifestyle. We need self-development. We need to do the work now. We're the creator of our life. We are the creator. Yeah. So stop waiting for something else to fix it.
Definitely, definitely. Jane, earlier you were saying something about you heard somebody talk about, or someone was talking to you about a person wanting to lose weight with injecting needles into them or with needles. Tell us a little bit about that, because I think that was quite interesting. So go on, you tell us, and then I'll ask a question.
Well, it was just a conversation I was having with somebody, and they said that their partner, wife, well, whatever, wasn't prepared to go to the gym and to do the physical work to assist with, and even to walk, to lift some weights, whatever, to assist their body to lose the flab, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so what they were doing was they were going to a medical doctor and getting having needles into various parts. I mean, it's like some people who would have a stomach. What do? They
stomach
take
staple
the fat from the stomach or something.
Yeah.
So you see, you're looking outside of yourself to fix the problem instead of thinking, all right, now I have to physically take some steps around this. I have to understand why this is happening. What am I doing in my life that's creating this? And it could be what you're eating, drinking. Some people take drugs. There's a lot of people who are on marijuana and they think it doesn't affect them, but it does. I mean, it's fabulous stuff for pain.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, in Europe, when people are in a lot of pain, the doctors will, or used to, I don't suppose they do it now, I don't know, but they used to use opium, and they would have the opium, it being injected into the body to alleviate the pain. And they didn't become dependent on the opium because it was being used for pain. Whereas a lot of people might take that heavier drug to release themselves from some of the problems they've got. So instead of looking at the problem, they have an outside influence.
Yes. I'm going to respond to that, but I don't know if you noticed that my lip was sort of doing a weird thing now.
Okay.
Did you notice it?
I did.
So that is so strange, and I'll tell you why. Ever since we worked together with the Arcturians, that was happening to my lip. Do you know when we used to do the meditation?
Isn't that interesting?
And now you and I talking, and that was just happening. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm having one of those Arcturian moments here. Ever since we started working with the Arcturians, my lip on the right hand, the bottom lip on the right hand side, used to move like that, and it just changed, and I just let it go. I didn't try to move the other way or anything like that, because it's just perhaps a confirmation we are here still. We are still looking after.
Oh yes,
absolutely.
Yes, and they love us.
They love us. The Arcturians are awesome. I was going to say, in terms of that, I feel like it is very important to understand what the underlying reason is for weight gain, for health issues, for cancer, for arthritis, all of those things. And right now, for me personally, I'm going through something where I'm having to deal with why I have, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid in 2013. And then I went into remission after about 8 months, because I put myself in this position where I started to look at my diet, started to look at my fitness regime, my health, my stress levels, my meditation, yoga, all that I started to do. And then in the last, say 11 months, it's been really, really bad. It's come back and it's been really bad. And, you know, we've been hearing things about ascension symptoms. And I feel like, yes, we are going through ascension symptoms. And it would seem that a lot of ascension symptoms present themselves like sicknesses or diseases we already have, right? But what I've come to realize in the last, say in the last 4 months, I've really struggled to walk. So I have times when I cannot walk down the stairs and I'm forcing myself to walk down the stairs, and it can look a bit concerning. And I have started to realize there are some things in my world that I need to look at. Like I need to understand why I have certain emotions. What is the metaphysical reason for not being able to walk? Because that means something. It means anything in the physical, manifesting in the physical means that there's something happening in the metaphysical level, right? And I was interested. It's interesting that you're saying that, because I think that we all individually have to work out what it is that's causing this in our lives, and what is it that we as the individual can do to change that. Now, I was watching, this just came up on Netflix. I don't watch TV or Netflix a lot, but sometimes, you know, just to zone out, I will look for something. It's a program called Afterlife. It's a series and it takes place in Turkey. And these people go away to some place where one of them has got cancer, and they move to, she leaves her job in Istanbul, and then she moves to the seaside country place, and she's sort of having rest and relaxation there. And then she meets this man who takes people into a circle, and they do this thing of, all these people are obviously in tune. They work out things, and then they do a circle of some kind, but they work out that some of the things they're doing and going through currently in the physical body is due to stuff that's happened, that they're carrying stuff in the DNA from ancestors, that and also they might have had experiences as children where it was traumatic, but they never really dealt with it. It's festering and it's manifesting itself in sickness. So I think it's important, like you're saying, it's important for us to figure out why that's happening to us, because when we figure that out, we will know how to work it out. So coming back to why I'm relating to this is because after watching this, I feel like I need to figure out that part for myself, because one of them made a sacrifice to the grandmother who was robbed, great grandmother was robbed way back. And she, all the sacrifice she made was, I won't say sacrifice, say acknowledgement. She lit some candles and she let them go into the sea, because the grandmother or great-great-grandmother had drowned. And she was deliberately pushed into the water whilst trying to get wherever, right? And so there's all of that coming through the generational line. And so I've just been saying to my squad in spirit, so if that's the message here, can you help me out to work out what it is that I need to do to clear this, you know? So I think you're right. Very important for us to take charge. No worries.
I just picked up something from you.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I just. Okay. It's anger.
Yes.
It's disdain. Now, disdain is it's an anger that. You're in. You don't know what you're talking. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it for you. No. Yeah, disdain. I've got that. So, can you describe it? About 31. Hold on.
Okay.
I might have it for you.
No worries.
The essence insights are really good. A relief of stress and strain so that problems can be approached more rationally, allowing you to feel more relaxed and therefore looking after your needs as well. Let me see if I can find something else to help us. You bet I'm irritable. The world is populated with boneheads and cursed fullness of vision, all of which keeps me from doing what I want to do. I hate obstructions and obstructionists. They make me pace the floor at night because of stress and strain. God, how I resent the pack of fools I'm forced to deal with.
Gosh.
So how accurate is that? Tell me.
I don't know. I don't know, because it almost sounds like, when you said disdain, I felt like a kick in my gut when you said the word disdain, and it felt like it's anger and disgust together. But I mean, that description is quite conceited, isn't it? And I generally don't have a conceited.
No, not conceited at all. It's perfectly normal.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe it is. I don't know. And it's definitely affecting my ability to take care of myself, like whatever this preventing me, whatever it is that's preventing me from moving forward, because I'm obviously not walking as easily as I do. It's really making me feel disempowered, and it's like, what? Yeah.
So relax. Just relax with it. And what I did when I fell apart a bit, because I'd done too much for everybody else and not enough for Jane, I went and had a Neurolink session. Now, there's not many practitioners who do Neurolink, but I found one in Brisbane, and there's one in Sydney.
Okay.
Emma Macri and Sharon Wilford here in Brisbane. And she turned all my switches back on.
Okay. Wow.
Everything had switched off.
Yes.
I couldn't walk. I was practically crawling.
Yeah.
And even trying to walk up the stairs, I couldn't do it.
Wow.
And what had happened is so many things had happened that I didn't want to look at in the world, that everything switched off. And then I was in a really bad way. So gradually, one gets back together again. But all of a sudden, all sorts of things came in. Now, on YouTube, if you put in Dr. Rose Michael,
Sandra Rose Michael. That doctor. Yes.
You can get the e-scaler images up on your screen, and you can play them. And although it doesn't as the actual session, it still impacts on your energy.
Okay.
So you can go YouTube.
Yes.
Sandra Rose Michael, and get that YouTube.
Yeah, I've had
scalar.
Yeah, I've had the I've had those sessions with Carol Bird. She's brought them, so I've had those sessions.
Good.
So that's really good. But I will look up the Neuralink, because I so identify with you when you're telling me that things were switched off, because when you feel like you can't make headway, or you don't have ideas and you don't know what you're supposed to do next, of course you won't be able to walk, because how do you take the steps forward when you don't know?
Yes, exactly. So the Neuralink was excellent.
Okay.
It was better than applied kinesiology. It was better than anything.
Yeah.
So applied kinesiologist is good, but
the
Neuralink was better.
Okay. I've had other people, talking to my guides and doing clearings and whatever. And whilst it's great, and I appreciate everybody and everyone that's offered me wonderful things, it's really great. I have one more session to do with someone, and then because it's that's the agreement we have, and then that should finish up whatever needed to for that phase. And then we'll see what happens. But I need a breakthrough for sure. I need to get my life on track like it used to be. And I understand it is where we don't want to deal with things. You know, when we're like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. It's too tough. Let me put it on the back burner. And the more we do that, then we suddenly lose sight of those things. And, you know, it's important to sort of deal with it, because that helps us, programs us to be, not programs, but it gives us the constant ability to deal with things personally as well. Because even my personal stuff, I was like, I'm not dealing with that. Let's leave it. Let's not, yeah, we're not going there, you know?
Absolutely. And it's not easy. But if you send me your full birthday.
Okay, thank you, Jane.
I'll send you some stuff. And that really, if you can sit with it, don't deny, because it'll be spot on. It just might help. It's quite interesting, because when you look at some of this stuff, you think you want to go into denial, but you can't, and because it's not a river in Egypt, you know.
That's true. That's true.
It's total. But don't forget, a lot of everything that's wrong with us is because our parents, we were a pallet upon which our parents threw all their crap. And I picked up something the other day that was dumped on me by my father when I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
And I released it and sent it back to him healed, so he won't have to deal with it in the current incarnation that he's in. So, and healed myself.
Yeah, very good.
You know, it's really important to find out who owns it.
That's right. That's right. Jane, thank you for saying that. And today we're supposed to be doing a chat, and you've given me a bit of a reading, and I thank you for that. I appreciate you. I really do.
No,
So much love to you. I was going to say, the karma thing is really coming to the forefront at the moment, right? Where we're having to clear karma a lot, because that's what's going to, you know, elevate us in terms of transformation and awakening and the elevation to the fifth dimension. So, so what do you think? Do you think this is right? What I'm saying, in terms of a fifth dimension, we're clearing so that we can do easier elevation to it.
Yes, I revel in the karma that the twits that are full of their own nonsense. I'm fascinated at the karma they're creating. I think it's wonderful. And it consoles me. It consoles me.
Yeah.
But as regards our own karma, I think if you live your life in service, I think if you look at yourself, are prepared to acknowledge your negative and self-destruct and do something about it, I do feel a lot of karma is released.
Yes.
Because a lot of the karma we create is created by our self-destruct tendencies. So the more you clear in yourself, you've only got to clear about 51%.
Okay.
If you can do that for yourself, when you pass over, you will be assisted to look at the rest, and it will go. But I think it's really important that we understand that we're a race, the same as the Pleiadians and the Arcturians are. And the more powerful we are, the more powerful the whole galaxy becomes. Yes. And if we, as a race, can surmount this crap that's going on, I think I've always looked on humans as the most incredible energy. our creativity, our compassion, our sense of humour. You know, you don't often get a laugh from spirit, do you?
No.
I mean, I often, they're so bloody serious.
No, mine play jokes on me, but I mean, otherwise, yeah, I have a bit of fun with my ones. They play jokes on me. You know, but
Yeah, I do
I
too.
know
I
what
tell
you're
them,
saying. I know what you're saying
yeah,
about
I
them
tell them to
serious.
get out of the hairdresser. I say to them, I'm down here doing the hard yards and you're in the hairdresser and I need you out helping me.
Exactly. Like, where
Yeah,
the heck are you? What are you doing? You
yeah.
know? Yeah, and you know, for a long time, Jane, I couldn't hear them. I couldn't hear them. And then I went and had the EE system session, my first EE system session with Carol Bird, right? This is the one you mentioned Dr. Sandra Rose's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would
invention.
go down the Gold Coast
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have them.
Good. And so I went to Carol and I had that, and 2 days later I could hear them twittering away here when I woke up in the morning. It was
wonderful.
Like, it's amazing because that EE system, it does so many things. And then I went back, and when I went back, I was underwater for most of it, of the session. My last one I had with her, I was underwater with dolphins. There were like 3 of them when we were just like going like that. And it's a dream I have, but I haven't done that in reality, but I was doing it in this, you know, in the session with the E system. So I think I'm so glad mine are back, because they've been here all the time for everybody else, but they were here. I could not hear them. The connection was blocked off, was sealed off. And whilst it was okay, it's been terrible because it's been like in the desert, and where the heck is everybody, you know?
Well, sometimes we have to have a physical impairment to have a slow down so we can hear them. You know, there are times when my instinct screams and I still ignore it. And then an hour later, I think, oh, God, you tried to tell me to do that, didn't you? And I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I'm moving too fast.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've got to slow down. I used to move like greased lightning. I had to when the colonel wanted something done. And I had to force myself to take a step and to put the other foot with it and stop. Then use the other leg and move the foot up. And I did that. And I actually slowed down.
Yeah.
But I really needed physical illness to slow me down, because I was always like greased lightning. I never heard anything.
Yep. I understand. I so empathize with you there. And I'm someone that I move fast, like you say, like grease lightning. I just move fast. I'm always on the go, all of that. I'm really, when I look at my shoes lined up there, you know, in my shoe closet, I'm pretty sad because I have a thing for Mary Jane's, the high heels, but Mary Jane style. And my Mary Janes are sitting there, and I'm like, when am I going to wear them? And what I love about is dancing in my Mary Janes. I haven't been able to do that now for like 2 years, and I'm like, I didn't die yet, people. Where are you guys? You need to bring me back. I need my life, that is agile and active, and easy comfort to be able to walk around comfortably. But you know, Jane, at the end of the day, I think you're right. We are not dealing with things, and perhaps these things that happen, like sickness, is to grab our attention. It's not to kill us. It's not for us to end our lives. It's about saying, what am I missing here? You know?
Exactly. Don't forget turmeric is really good for.
Yes. You're
having some.
I have turmeric. I have ginger in my diet a lot. I have turmeric.
Okay.
It's
there's
go on.
Sorry.
Go on. No, go on.
There's a firm in the Sunshine Coast, and they put all their products through the e-scaler.
Oh wow, you can do that.
So their products are very powerful.
Okay.
And I've got some friends in America that actually take the stuff and get it sent over to them. Now, they're called Miracle Products, miracleproducts.com.au.
Okay, I'll have a look.
And yeah, they're absolutely wonderful. Now, a friend rang and said to me, I don't know what I'm going to do. My husband can't seem to get his brain functioning.
Okay.
So I'm not affiliated with them I use their product, but that's it. But I said to her to ring the girl who runs it and talk to her, because I said Blue Zone would assist his mind to be calmer. And it was. She rang me the other
Wow.
day and said, we just want to say thank you, because
Wow.
Gabby's really good now. And he's come together. He's not distracted anymore. Boom. So Blue Zone's good. We have belly bugs, which is a prebiotic, probiotic. We have magnesium.
Yeah.
And our chiropractor, does applied kinesiology as well. He said a lot of us are deficient in manganese.
I've
Now,
heard
that's
this
not
before.
something yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Sorry?
not a common thing. I've heard somebody say that
Mm.
we are deficient in manganese, but
That's it.
it's not a common vitamin or vitamin, whatever you say.
It's
that
a
people
mineral. Yeah.
they're not. It's not out there, right? It's not many people are
No.
talking about it. Yeah, manganese.
Manganese. So we're on that.
All right.
And we're also on bone collagen. So we're having bone broth.
Very important to have
Because
bone
all
broth.
of us, all of us have bone malfunctions.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
So
That's
there's
interesting.
lots of things out there, but you've got to research, you've got to keep your mind open, you've got to do the work on yourself.
Yeah, and I have been ignoring it for a long time because I've done all this before, like when I had the diagnosis, but
You've been busy.
I've been busy, and sometimes I feel like, I'll say this, I had to, it's only now in the last 4 months that I've had to, I realize that I'm constant panic mode, because I've been in constant panic mode in terms of rushing around, getting my work done. For many years, I traveled in my work, and I was always on the go, getting into rental cars, getting onto planes, getting off planes, getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning to catch a flight at 6 o'clock.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And I just I just functioned. I just moved, click those Mary Jane stilettos down the hallway there at the airport and just feel itself very important. And then, and then it's taken this long. I haven't done it now for 3 years, but it's taken this long to come to realize that I have still been on that mode where I rush through my dinner, but there's nowhere to rush to. There's no reason to rush. I'm not on anybody's deadline. I'm only on my timeline at this point. So I think it's important. So that was really highlighted to me. And I feel like this going slow at the moment is purposed for me to stop and breathe.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Very good.
It's been a blessing for me, I promise you.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, there's more to life. And it's also coming back to this thing of we always want to look after other people. Jane, when we were doing the meditations together, you were so busy. I don't know how you did it.
I don't know either.
Constantly doing this. You were in every meditation that they had, whether it was for New Zealand and Australia or whether it was for America. I think you turned up the UK and the Europe ones as well. I wasn't joining all of those. And I thought, where do you find the time to do anything else if that's what you're doing? It's given the time difference and all of that. So you were really...
Well, I'll be sitting at the computer for 12 hours sometimes.
Wow, Jane. And whilst that was
nonsense.
Great, it was great for a short while. It went on for a long while, and that was probably what needed to change, right?
Absolutely. 9 years.
Wow. Wow. So I'm glad you're starting to look to self, because right now that is the theme is just be looking after yourself. Come back to self and look after yourself and look after yours that you have to look after. Because if you don't need to look after somebody, then don't look after them. You can be there. They know you're there, but you don't have to do everything for them, right?
That's exactly right. So, and also we've got we took on a traumatized cat. Oh dear, God, traumatized.
Okay.
That's a full-time job in itself.
Okay. How's it doing? How long have you had it, the cat?
A year now. And although he's a lot better, I've never had a male cat before.
Okay.
I won't again. but he was 8, and he'd had a bit of a tough time. But it's very hard to get them to forget the old patterning. I'm working on it.
Good. You'll have success, Jane, because I think I've inherited the neighborhood cat here, and his family used to live in the house next door, and when they'd moved away a couple of streets away. He kept coming back, and he came back 5 times, and after the 5th time, the family said, "We're going to have to leave him because this is where he wants to live." But he's never really been adopted by anybody on the street. And at certain points, people took responsibility to feed him. And then sometimes no one would do it because, well, everybody's busy. They think the other one's doing it, and so on. But when I got him, when I moved in here 3 years ago, we were here like 2 days, and he came to the gate, and he was saying hello to me from the gate, like, calling me like, "Hey, do you have some food for me?" sort of thing. And so anyway, I have a dog, as you know, and Baxter just wants to kill him,
Yeah.
So what I've done in the time is, over time, I've just basically managed to fit CJ into our lives where I keep them separate. And it can be stressful because CJ's zone is the garage. And to go to the garage, I have to go down the stairs. And Baxter, sometimes if he hears CJ's down there, the door's always locked. He runs down and he slams himself against the door. However, one of my points about it getting better is when I got CJ initially, he wouldn't let me pick him up. He would, if I picked him up, he would stay there, and then he would start moving his head like he was going tick tock, like assessing me, and then he'd turn around, scratch me and bite me and jump off. And over this time, I have shown him, and I know you're doing that with your cat, that it's okay to love, and that humans are very good. They are very good humans who can love you. Yes. And now it's almost like I have to give him every day without fail. He comes to me because he would like me to pick him up.
Isn't that lovely?
It is. Yeah. It is. And
well done, Rose.
Yeah, and he is an awesome cat. Like it's like he's just amazing, and he has this thing with me where he has to put his forehead under my chin.
Nice.
And we have a moment. So I say there's hope for your cat.
Well, I hope so.
It's what you're doing that you'll see the reward of it.
Yeah. Well, you've just got to be patient.
Absolutely. And you're right. They don't forget. They don't forget traumas very easily.
No.
There will always be that element of the trauma.
Distrust.
But trust will change it. But I'm glad you've got the cat. It's like, what an awesome thing to have.
Well, we lost Prinny. We lost Rosie. Prinny was 20. Rosie was 14. And then the house was not the same. So when I was asked, would you consider taking on a cat? I said, all right. How old is it? It can't be a baby because I'm so old. I'll outlive it. Yeah, so that was that. But
well,
anyway.
8 is a good age because there's a lot of things already settled, good things like, you don't need to worry about toilet training. If you had a kitten, then you'd have to keep it there, and you're going to, let it scratch you all over the place and figure out itself and its life and what it likes and all that. But if you got an 8-year-old, they're already adults, so it's okay.
That's right. Yes.
So Jane, what else do you want to tell us before we
nothing really. I just think all of us just be self-empowered. Don't and don't be distracted. All this distraction, even the soccer, the women's soccer, it's all distraction. Yes. Anything to take your mind off this crap that's going on in Australia, that's already to a point occurring for New Zealand.
Yes,
which is that there's this foolishness of we have to have reparation for previous atrocities and everything. When you look at our countries, it's been the Italians, the Greeks, the Chinese, the Europeans, the New Zealanders, the people from England that have made this bottom part of the world so strong. It hasn't been just the original settlers, and a lot of them weren't anyway. You know,
That's right.
they
Yeah.
came as well. They weren't
Yeah.
born here. So I just feel you don't let things distract you. Turn that television off. Throw the bloody thing out the window. Yes.
Yes, I agree with you. Don't let things distract you.
Mm.
Yes, it is not nice out there, and yes, we cannot bury our heads in the sand,
No.
but work out how it should be a response, not a reaction, if anything,
Yes.
right? Because
Yes.
sometimes you can say, that's neutral. I'm going to be neutral toward that there.
Mm.
It's just important to remember that your work is with you now. Now it's almost like we've come back to this time for self-reflection, time for meditation, time for being in the quiet space, back to the mindfulness practices more rather than trying to save the world, because we've done all the work to do that. You know,
well, mother's looking after herself anyway, and the galaxy's looking after the rest. So just focus on yourself.
That's right.
Look at what's going on in your life and think, what am I doing to create this? So many people can't say that because they blame everybody else.
That's right.
But just look at your life. What am I doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jane, thank you so much. Anything more before we say
joy.
goodbye to everybody? I like it that it's your joy. It's our joy to have you here back talking again. I've missed you because I thought, oh, Jane has been so quiet. Because, like you, and I know you're doing this because I haven't had many things you're sharing in many videos or anything coming through from you. Me as well. I'm not sharing stuff with anybody. The time to share stuff, like to say, oh, did you share this? Did you know that? Or whatever, has passed. Now is the time to say, well, so enough of that now. Somebody sent a couple of videos I've had in the last 2 weeks where we got it maybe 3-4 years ago, and suddenly now we're being shared. It's doing its rounds again. So, there you go. There's another example of, here's another distraction, because now they're running out of reasons to distract you.
So, well, I'm off to see Sound of Freedom on Thursday night.
Awesome. Oh, you are? That's good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yes.
Good.
With one of the political parties. They hired the theatre. We're all going. It'll be lovely.
It will be. It will be lovely. So yeah, thank you so much. And it'd be nice to hear your thoughts on Sound of Freedom when we catch up next time.
I'll tell you what I think. Yes.
Wonderful.
All right, gorgeous. Thank you for having me, and we'll talk soon.
Wonderful. So Jane, I'll just ask you to hold on whilst I stop the recording.
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll say goodbye offline, okay? Thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate your time. And also I'll put some links of things that Jane was mentioning here that's going to be good for you in terms of what was that, miracleproducts.com.au, etc. Okay, so
yeah, go for it.
So take care, and we'll catch you next time.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye everyone.